Hello everybody, my name is Connor and I am here with our first OP09 match. We are playing Purple Luffy. Shout out to my friend Damon for letting me borrow his built Purple Luffy deck. And we are playing against Blackbeard. Blackbeard and one of the new leaders with this set, and therefore I do want to say my opponent is learning the deck still. Be nice, guys. I mean, my friends, these are all my friends, and they're nice enough to let me record them and make myself look good, so feel free to shit talk me, but be nice to my buddies. So my opponent went ahead and discarded a card, so no on-play abilities, which makes the Bon Clays I have in my hand very sad. I thought about playing Bon Clay because I could still get to copy one of his bodies, but I did not feel like it was worth it without the ramp, so trying to decide, and I think I am going to drop the Kamazo because I do know that Blackbeard plays a couple smaller things. The one thing in my head that I am thinking of is Lafayette, which is his searcher. So if you don't know what Kamazo does, he was very popular back in RP Law days, but has kind of fallen out of favor. He will pop a 2 cost or lower character when you minus Dawn, so pretty useful guy to have on field. I mean, he's a 5k body, so my opponent going ahead and dropping the Jesus Burgess, which cannot be KO'd by effects, and if your leader is Blackbeard, this character gains 1,000 for every 4 cards in your trash, so pretty scary card, honestly. Thankfully it is Blackbeard locked, otherwise it'd be absolutely insane, but he swings 5, and I do give him one of the Bon Clays because, as I said, if he's going to continually turn off my on-play ability, Bon Clay loses a lot of value, I feel. I could, of course, play him to copy Burgess, but at this moment in time, I feel like he's more valuable as a counter. So we go ahead and we're going to poke 5. Blackbeard is discarding cards a lot to turn off our on-play abilities. So once again, on-play ability turned off here, which is one of the reasons he is going to go ahead counter out of the 5k swing, powering up Burgess by another 1,000, and he will take the 6. But I know one of the things I am torn about is if I want to run Eustace Kid, which you can see me dropping here, or Queen in my list, and I'm leaning towards Kid. Kid really was helpful in this tournament, and no on-play ability, so yes, I lose the card cycle that Queen gives me, but I am able to continually gain Dawn. So my opponent did get a trigger off of his last life. He got the Black Hole, which nullifies effects from one of your opponent's leaders or characters this turn, so he did nullify my leader ability, but I just played Kid and passed, so didn't really have much else to do, and he drops, I believe that's Lafayette. Yes, that is Lafayette, which is his searcher. Activate main, rest the character, and one of your Dawn, and look at the top 5 cards of your deck and reveal a Blackbeard pirate. So if you don't know, Blackbeard, he can't use on-play abilities, so his searcher is a rest, which is pretty interesting. He ends up grabbing another Burgess, which is a little scary because I have to get rid of Burgess before he becomes a big problem, before my opponent can continually just discard cards. And here I end up countering one here, not really wanting to block with the Kid just because the Burgess can swing, but he ends up not swinging Burgess and dropping the Laboon and passing, so no on-play abilities again, but we are getting close to our 10 Dawn turn, but it's kind of tough. There's not a ton I can really do without the on-play abilities. It makes the Purple Luffy match all a little miserable. If they are able to just keep cards in hand, it's definitely really hard to play Purple Luffy. So we end up swinging 5 into Lafayette, and Lafayette is gone now, which is great. And I do have a couple options with the Nico Robin, as well as dropping another Eustace Kid, and I'm thinking that's what I'm going to do. We got 5 Dawn set aside there, 2 for Robin. I'll just go ahead and poke 6 and he goes ahead and gives me, I think that's the stronger, if I'm not mistaken. And I tap 5, play Kid, tap 2, play Robin, and pass. The Burgess definitely making me pretty worried, just because he can get very big very fast, I feel, so I'm definitely concerned about that. Thankfully, our opponent hasn't seen the Blackbeard stage, which I believe he gets to discard off of that as well, so yeah, it's trash and rest stage to search for a Blackbeard, so I'm pretty lucky there. But he ends up swinging, and we get a Big Mom. I can't even do the math there. I think that's 7, and we take 2 hits, and we do end up blocking with the Robin, and he passes turn, so we're down to 2 life, going from 4 life to 2 life. I didn't have a lot of counter in hand, and we do have a Big Mom, so I'm hoping to get the ability to play the Big Mom. So we end up drawing for turn, getting another Big Mom. That's fine. Not exactly what you want to see, especially, I mean, it would be the perfect turn, but unfortunately, he did trash a card to turn off the on-play abilities, which, yeah, it really, I'm very torn on Blackbeard, because I like playing him on the sim, like versus him on the sim, like I'm miserable, I'm having a terrible time, but in person, I feel like it's not, you really have to think about how you play the game differently, and it's a little bit refreshing and a little bit frustrating. So we do end up swinging into one of the Burgesses on the field with a Kamazo there, just ending up trashing that card, which is great. Trashing one of them, and then we swing again with Luffy, and I have the 5 set up for another Kid blocker, I believe, or the Nami. He ends up countering out of that, and we do go ahead and drop the Nami. Unfortunately, no on playability. Would have loved to cycle some of the dead cards I have in my hand, but he did discard a card for that, and I'm really hoping that since he is getting low on cards, that he'll be unable to discard to turn off leader ability, and he ends up tapping Tendon to play the Marshall D Teach blocker. That thing is a monster. Turns off leader ability. He goes ahead and swings 5 at Kamazo, and I just block with the 6, thinking, okay, I can block for a Burgess, but he ends up not swinging the Burgess, and we are sitting pretty good, unable to discard. He's got 1 card in hand, so I can finally play some on-play abilities, which feels great, and we've got some good ones here in the Charlotte Linlin. Did I call her Queen earlier? I feel like I always do that, and I don't know why. But we end up tapping 9, dropping Linlin. Nothing. I will minus my Dawn, and then we're going to put Burgess in life after I trash a Luffy Taro. I don't really have anything to play off the Luffy Taro, so we heal, and we put Burgess at the bottom of his life. So really pretty pleased to get rid of Burgess there. He's definitely less scary, and we get to ramp a Dawn with the Eustace Captain Kid on the field. I think we only get to ramp 1, but yeah, I'm pretty sure that's how Kid ability works. We end up swinging 6 with Kamazo, and he takes, and we swing another 6 with Luffy, and he takes, and we pass turn. We have a little bit of counter in hand at this point. We have another 9 Mom, hoping to be able to heal up one more time. Although getting the Burgess off the field was really helpful, because if he does swing with that, he's in a weird spot, because now if he swings with the Blackbeard, the Teach, he's gonna be completely open for me to go all in, and with the card size he has in hand, it's gonna be tough. But he does end up dropping another Teach, nullifying my leader ability, swinging 5, and I go to give him the 1k, and I'm like, wait, I'll just block, and yeah, he ends up passing, not wanting to swing the Teach, because hopefully he can get some cards in hand so that he can actually be able to survive the onslaught that we have. Our board, while not crazy impressive, I think it's still pretty good. And I am thinking about I will swing 5 with Kamazo just to poke, see if I can get one of the blockers down. If I can get one of the blockers rested, I can, potentially go for game with the 5. It just really depends, but he is going to give me the Laboon for counter, and I am okay with that. And that choice, I think with that, I am just going to decide to drop the 9 Mom and heal one more time. I'll trash a Luffy Taro. Yeah, not really in this. I don't have enough board space to Luffy Taro into Sangoro and Zoro Juro. I always do that. But we end up swinging 6 with lead, and we do end up getting a 2K. I believe that is stronger, if I'm not mistaken. Still trying to learn the Blackbeard cards. I haven't opened a single pack of 09 yet, so haven't learned the cards yet. Haven't gone to a pre-release yet. This was supposed to be a pre-release, but they ended up not getting their product, so we just played a regular 09 tournament. So he ends up dropping This Is My Age, which is a searcher, top 3 cards. Let's hit search. And let's see what he is going to find off of that. I remember this part, he was torn between getting a body that he would want or counter, but looking at my board, I feel like he definitely needs counter. Because if it's with the 2 Blackbeard blockers, he can nullify 2 of my attacks. I can't get any of my bodies over 12k. But he is going to take the counter in, I believe that is Doc Q, if I'm not mistaken. So he takes the counter there, and he just swings really aggressively, not really much to do, and I take, and I believe that was a kid. Oh no, it was a law, excuse me. And I'm just double checking, these are blockers. Yes, they are blockers. They are massive blockers, kind of hard to get over, honestly. And so at this point, I just have to see if I can math correctly, and I'll go ahead and swing the 9 with the Lin, and they go ahead and block. So I swing another 9, trying to get another block out of them, and I do. And here I'm like, okay, we're gonna swing 9s. He has about 2 cards in hand, and I'm separating my Dawn, because if I can go for game, I'm definitely doing it, but if I can't, then I need to be able to drop either a Sanji or the kid in my hand. But he ends up getting, I believe that is Liberation, I believe is what it's called. And yeah, there he goes, milling a stage, or excuse me, Black Hole, which, oh no, it's not Black Hole. Which one is it? He gets something to pop the kid, so I end up just swinging, getting his life down, and playing another Eustace Kid. We have 2 blockers up. Swinging with Kid always feels kind of sketchy, just because, it is tough here. I am definitely scared of his board, but there he is getting the, I believe it's called Honeycomb full lead. I believe translates to honeycomb, something like that. I'm not super familiar with Blackbeard. I'm sure I will learn. There were a lot of people locally who are interested in playing Blackbeard, so this is not going to be the only Blackbeard match you guys will see. So with his stage, trying to figure out what his best choice is, and honestly with the board I have, there's not really much that he can do to kill me this turn. And I know that unless he gets some crazy counter, or I don't think there's much he can do to prevent my lethal attack next turn. But he is going to play This Is My Age, just trying to find as much counter as he can, taking the, I think that's Doc Q. It sure looks like Doc Q from what I can tell from here, but we'll learn. And yeah, just trying to see what he wants to do with the rest of his Dawn. And yeah, he ends up just swinging it aggressively at lead. And yeah, I have no problem taking that. And we get another Zoro Juro, which is not really great. And hey, look, another Zoro Juro. So with this hand, with his board, I am definitely going to go for lethal. We have 2 9k swings, and then just base 9k swings, and then Eustace Kids and Luffy leader. This should be a pretty solid way to go for lethal. So we swing 9 with the kid. We get the block out of the Blackbeard, and then 9 with another kid, get a block. 9 with Lin, and we get it. So that is game. So honestly, there's the Cum Giant. I wanted that all game. Honestly, yeah, I feel like my opponent. We talked about the game later on, and I feel like while nullifying my on-play abilities early, made it harder for me to ramp. He just kind of ran out of steam, especially not seeing stage, which he's running 4 of them, so that's just so unlucky. But not seeing stage to help him get that cycle and, you know, help him find the cards he needed, really just helped me. And it helped him, help me with keep his hand size small, so he wasn't able to nullify my effects late game, which I think would have been more beneficial because I wouldn't have been able to heal. I wouldn't have been able to put Burgess in the life. But you know, this is tournament 1. I think this is technically game 2, but I wanted to post this because Blackbeard, obviously. So yeah, we're still learning. We are still learning, and Blackbeard, I think Blackbeard changes how they play as well as how their opponent plays. So it's a brand new game, really. But yeah, so I'm gonna be putting together my Purple Luffy list. It's gonna look very similar to this list. I think a little bit of a difference, but I'm sure you guys see in the corner there on top of the Arcane Armor deck sleeve box that I have 2 alt art crocodiles. I am a croc simp, but we are going to also be playing Buggy. I think eventually we'll build Shanks, but I want to play Buggy. I love Buggy. I think Buggy is a stupid idiot, and he's my favorite. I also love Croc, so Cross Guild, very intriguing to me, and I did get to play a little bit of the Sim and the Buggy deck, and I think it's going to be a pretty fun deck. I mean, if you guys have been here a while, you guys know I do like blue. So yeah, we'll probably be playing a Buggy for a little bit. But we have this Purple Luffy tournament, so we are going to go over that, and then, yeah, we'll see what we do. But, yeah, that is going to do it for me, guys. Thank you guys so much for watching. If you guys liked this video, hit that like button down below. Helps me out more than you could ever know. Go ahead and subscribe if you are new. And I will see you guys in the next video. Hope you guys have a wonderful rest of your day.